Welcome back to the Ed Show. And finally tonight, it's apparently not enough anymore for Beck to fearmonger about progressives destroying the country. Now he wants to scare you away from going to church. It's all about his wacko idea that social justice is somehow a bad thing.
There are big forces within the faith of different churches that have joined hands with truly Marxist groups, and it's all under social justice.
Social justice, and what was the other one? Economic justice. You see, these are code words. These are the Marxist code words. Look for the words social justice or economic justice on your church website. If you find it, run as fast as you can. Am I advising people to leave their church? Yes. If I'm going to Jeremiah Wright's church, yes, leave your church.
My next guest says that kind of talk should encourage Christians to leave Beck, not the church. Let me bring in the Reverend Jim Wallis, president of Sojourners and also the author of Rediscovering Values on Wall Street, Main Street, and Your Street. Reverend, good to have you on tonight. What's your response to that comment?
Well, when I hear that, I still kind of shake my head. I mean, social justice is integral to biblical faith. It's at the heart of the gospel. The Catholic Church, the black churches, the mainline Protestants, the evangelicals. I'm an evangelical. The Pentecostals, Glenn Beck's own Mormon church. Social justice is at the heart of the gospel. And he says it's a perversion of the gospel. And so this is a direct attack on the churches. He's picked on me, but that's kind of silly. I mean, this is about churches and what we teach. So I didn't know Mr. Beck before all this, but so I just said, well, let's have a conversation about this. I think you're making a mistake here. Let's have I didn't even say debate. I said conversation. And then he said, the hammer will fall on you and the cute little people who work for your organization. So I'm on his blackboard now, and you know.
Well, I'm just trying to decipher right from wrong and in fairness. They have, of course, called the president a Marxist, a socialist, a communist, and everything else because of this health care bill. What does the Christian faith say about health care and providing for those who need it?
Well, the first words out of Jesus' mouth at Nazareth, he said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He says, as you've done to the least of these, I was hungry, I was thirsty, I was naked, I was a stranger, I was sick, I was in prison. As you've done to them, you've done to me. Healing is at the heart of the gospel. And so, you know, people can have different views of policies and bills, but, you know, making 31 million people, bringing them into a system, most Christians think that's a good idea. But
would you say that Beck is dazed and confused about this subject?
Well, I mean, there are Christians who vote Republican, Democrat, Independent, who have different views of the government. But social justice, you know, a wonderful bishop friend of mine in Latin America said, when I fed the poor, they called me a saint. When I asked why people were poor, they called me a communist. So I think these words of justice and economic justice are biblical words, the prophets and Jesus. So I wish you'd have a conversation with some of us and try to say, you didn't mean to say that. You're talking about your role of government. But you know, this is at the mission of the church, and all of us believe this, and he really should stop attacking the churches here.
Reverend,
this is not going to be good for him and for his mission. It won't be good for him.
Good to have you with us tonight. Telephone survey tonight.